You know what? I have a better way.
Because?
Every man knows this.
Can somebody
How did that get knotted together? I gotta repair that. Oh God. Just go ahead and close. Let's just close that one back up. If you're a nerd like me, you know what these are. You're already tired and we haven't even started.
Do you know how much energy it takes to move this gorgeous body of mine?
All right, so today we have a video for you of a project. It's actually going to be a pretty big project for us. But what you're going to get out of this is some great ideas of how to utilize the storage compartments in your RV. So in our Class A, we have what are called basement compartments. Every RV has some sort of storage compartment, some more storage than others. So what we're going to be doing is as we empty everything out, we're going to be organizing things into a few different categories. So there's 3 things that you can do with stuff. So you're going to be either keeping it, something that, yes, this is something you want to hold on to. 2, donate. In other words, no, you don't need it, but it could be useful to somebody else. Or 3, sometimes there's those items that just unfortunately need to go into the trash. So those are the 3 piles we will be creating today. I really, really hope that trash pile is not as big as I'm thinking it could be, because that's not very complimentary to us now, is it? So we just noticed something, didn't we?
Yes, we did. So we've got in multiple compartments. Jeez, what a mess. Ugh. We have 3 extension cords. We have 1 in here. We have 1 reel and then 1 other extension cord. So 3 in different places that we didn't even know that we had. So now we can get rid of 2 and go with 1.
It looks like that reel would be a much superior choice.
For real.
Jeez, I figured you had a sense of humor.
Where did that reel come from?
This came from eTrailer, actually.
Oh.
Nice little reel. It's got the plugins on the side, and the cool thing is it has
How handy is
USBs
that?
and off and on button
Like,
too.
I don't even think I've seen this before. I don't know why I've never seen it. Probably because it's
in a little handle.
But like the USBs, that's
So.
pretty handy.
Yeah.
So okay, that's
So
a
it's
keep.
a 14.3 gauge, which isn't super high gauge, but most of the time we don't need that. This is a higher gauge, 1 for heavier duty use, but
Which that we want to keep, because if we ever mooch
yeah,
stock.
if we ever mooch stock, we're gonna want that. So
And then the other one's
actually, if we
probably
mooch
donate.
stock, yeah, you're right. We'll need that. So we'll have 2. We don't need the small one.
Donate.
All right, donate. Okay. So this is the point where you start to get what's called analysis paralysis or overwhelm. And
See it, I think a little differently, because for me, I'm like, just get rid of it all. We don't need anything. Let's just go minimal.
Having the maximum amount of minimalism is the key to being a good minimalist.
yeah,
And then Ben's like, wait a minute. We
might
do need a
this.
few things.
We might need this.
There's a couple things that we might want to have with us.
Which is why this is the point where you still want to remember. Just put things in the piles. You know, donate, keep, or what's the third one?
Trash.
Trash. See, I don't even remember the trash one. I can't
To
even.
you, nothing's
I can't
trash.
even
You're
like.
that's not trash.
Can't even go there.
It
with
could be repurposed somehow.
But then you're not thinking about, okay, where should this go right now? You're just taking it out to start with, and then putting it in the piles. Then you go to the step of putting it where it belongs.
And I think one thing that we found too is that, like, when you do organize it that way, sometimes when you come back to like that keep pile, then you change your mind, right? It's like at first you're like, no, we got to keep that. And then you come back and then you're like, actually, maybe we don't need that thing.
Or if
after all.
something's in the trash, you might be like, you know what, maybe I do want that.
And then we're going to get to this in just a few minutes, but we've got a great system that we actually have been using for organization, and it does work. It's just that I think any organizational system, no matter how good or robust that it is still something that you need to do like a yearly like purge, declutter, just like you would like spring cleaning in a house, or you go through your closets. You go through cycles of needing to just pull everything out and reassess. And so that's where we are. And then we're going to show you our storage system that Ben researched and came up with a couple years ago that's really been working great. But
And it's all about stacking and making use of the existing space because the compartments are high. Normally you don't use but the bottom half, so this allows you to use the full compartment.
all right, more purging.
Oh God. Just go ahead and close. Let's just close that one back up.
Yuck, yuck, yuck,
What?
yuck. Wow, what happened in there?
Can't even.
All right, next.
Just
No,
kidding.
Just kidding. We have to face our fears.
We still have to, well, face our own clutter at this
own
point.
Clutter. I don't think the kids really use those scooters.
I think we're gonna need to ask
maybe.
them. This is the weird / hard part of traveling with kids as long as we have now, is just that things change, right? So I mean, we used to bring their bikes on the back of the RV on the ladder, and they kind of sort of outgrew wanting to ride bikes around the campground. And then we went with some scooters, which they have used at some of the campgrounds, but some of the campgrounds, because of the scooters, like if it's gravel, they don't really work well on gravel. It needs to be paved, and that's harder to find, I think, at least since we use a lot of state parks and stuff. I don't know. I think we'll ask the kids on that. I can't even pull it out. It's wedged in there.
I gotta repair that. Always something. Ugh. Definitely gotta keep this. If you know, you know. Can come in handy on those boondocking spots.
Oh, dude, that is nasty.
Oh boy.
Oh boy is right.
I'm embarrassed on how bad this has gotten. It just happens over time, I tell ya.
Just happens. Just happens.
You know, as cool as I thought these would be, I never really used them. It would be nice for outside, sitting down by the water area, maybe to roll the hose in underneath the RV, but at that point, just roll it up, put it under the RV.
I feel like our travel pace is not slow.
Yeah.
You know, we're not set up for a whole month,
Yeah.
right? And when you're not set up for a whole month or something, like you don't take the extra time.
Yeah, so in theory, we thought this was good, but the nice thing about doing this every so often is you can be like, okay, when was the last time I literally got this out and used it? If it's been more than 6 months, then you don't need it.
Oh my gosh, that makes me so proud of you.
I'm really proud of you.
You know, I've come a long ways. I've learned a lot over the
this.
years. Become wiser.
All of my hard work and training is like paying off right now.
See all this gray hair? That's called wisdom.
All right, so organizing would not be complete without some cleaning. And we've got some spots on our roof. Yes, I know there are actually some spots on our roof that are not covered in solar panels, but we've got some spots on the roof that definitely need some attention. And so we are going to be trying the new roof sauce from Bling Sauce. So the nice thing about this is this also does have the 3-foot sprayer hose, so that you can spray it higher if you don't want to get out a ladder. We're gonna get out a ladder today to be able to get up to the areas of the roof that we need to. This also is a true 2-in-1 product. So you can use this waterless if you need to. You can get up there, you can spray it and then either wipe it or brush it on. And then, I shouldn't say wipe it, you rub it, right? Or brush it on, and then you can just wipe it off, or you can rinse it off with a hose. The other thing that's great for this is made for RV roofs, so this does have a nice UV protectant to it. So UV is what's going to destroy a lot of those roofs, especially the seals and things like that. So this is safe for all of the seals and has a nice protectant to keep those from UV damage. If you have solar panels like we do, we're gonna make sure we don't get it on the solar panels because we don't need UV protectant on the solar panels, obviously, but we do on the roof. So results are in. Did a pretty good job with the roof sauce. We have partnered with Bling Sauce for a discount for our viewers. That code will be on the screen, as well as there'll be a link and a code in the description below so that you can try this out for yourself. The other thing I think is pretty important about this, it is made right here in the good US of A as well. So check out all of the information below, and a huge thanks to Bling Sauce for sponsoring this video.
All right, we've got all the stuff out.
Hey, yo, where's my dog food?
All this, so here it all is.
This is like pseudo embarrassing.
We've got the piles so far. Now this isn't all of it. This is the keep. This is the donate. Not bad. trash isn't that big. And we've got all of this stuff here. And here we still need to sort through. So now you know what time it is.
Your favorite time.
Does everybody know what time it is?
Power tool time.
Time to get out the leaf blower.
This is your leaf blower. These are your leaves. Get them into Frank's yard.
All right, so I'm officially part of the Ego ecosystem. I've got the Ego batteries. Not a sponsor yet.
Not a sponsor yet.
Now we should get in here. Yeah!
I'm not saying I love it, but I'm not saying I'd stop you either.
What are you doing?
Oh, waiting for bacon?
You're up underneath the RV and it's greasy.
I'm a dirty dog.
You're getting a greasy spot.
He,
You getting greasy spot?
he's
Greasy.
gonna look like, what are those cows that
They're,
have like the black stripers? I don't know.
Zebras?
they're dirty dog.
Holsteins or something? Are they-
Holstein?
Oh, ooh.
Bacon?
Black
Bacon.
spots?
Black spots.
Black spots?
Good boy. Go for an RV ride?
We
Huh?
just got you cleaned. Ah,
Oh, look at that.
Look.
Dirty spot.
dog.
I'm a dirty dog.
You know how hard it is to degrease you?
Dirty dog.
All clean. It's like a blank canvas.
Okay, come bearing gifts. This might work, it might not, but if it doesn't work for this particular application, I think it's gonna work for some other things we got going on. So,
Ooh,
this.
bags. Those
Yes.
are the IKEA bags?
No. These are ones I got on Amazon. They're from a company called Suni. But what I like about these is they're very durable, right? They're like way stronger than a Ziploc bag. They zipper, but they're like semi-clear, so you can still see what's in them. This is what I used when we decanted all of the board games, is I used a set of these.
So we're essentially taking stuff out of these boxes that really take up a lot of space and putting them in smaller bags.
For your fin,
See if the boost fin
let's
fits
see if
in
it
there.
fits in here. I don't know. Maybe, please work. Please.
Yeah,
Like
and all the other
just
parts.
okay. So now, but
And
hold
then
on,
can
hold
you
on.
label it?
Let's do this. We can, but look, I have another one. So that way they're not getting lost, but everything is together.
Genius.
So you have all of your little. Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. No, that's
Bigger
okay.
one.
Yep.
Get the next
Next size
one.
up.
Yep.
Next size up. See, that's what I like about these too. Is there's lots of different sizes. So all of these little parts and pieces that it's like if this gets lost, you're kind of screwed because you know
Yeah.
all the things, right? So here's all your little things that are hard to keep track of. So these are all in one zipper pouch. You can see they're all nice and together. And then you could put this with this.
Zip it up.
Oh no,
And
is it
label
not
it.
gonna zip? Hold on. Maybe if we turn the fin the other way. This way. We can at
You
least,
just turn it. the
it's
other
like
way?
it wants to fit, but this top part,
Yeah.
it's gonna work though, at least, because it goes, there's a little bit, but I don't think that's gonna be a
It'll
problem.
unzip though, but all right, we can
Yes.
still make it work, but whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
And see, and then it's all together.
Good enough.
And you can see it,
Yep.
and it's more durable. Again, like if you had a Ziploc on this, it's just gonna fall apart, but not this.
So we've got a paddleboard pump here that has a cord, and I've got a solution for these cords to make these nice and tidy. If you're a nerd like me, you know what these are. These are the office Velcro ties that you can put on the cord and wrap it up nice and tidy. These Acromills bins, and the nice thing is having these open face bins, so you can just grab anything out of here. You don't have to lift boxes out to get access to things. You can just go in and grab it. And nice and sturdy, solid. Over here, we've got another Acromills bin, and we can actually put another one on top of this. So we can grab the stuff out of here or grab stuff out of the top one. We've got these all over the basement compartments, and it really has allowed us to categorize everything, keep it all together, and just organize it and make use of the space.
Because
of the,
they stack. And they have different sizes.
Yep, small, narrow ones. The clear bins are nice because then you can kind of see what's in them as well.
Plus, we like to go overboard and label.
Labels are your friends.
Is this all knotted together? Can somebody
How did that get knotted together?
No,
You
seriously,
never know.
like
look at that pile of
what
straps.
the heck? What's up with?
Yes, it's horrible.
You know what? I have a better way, Charity. You know what the better way is?
To untie the knots?
This.
No, I know that's superior, but
This
we
is
got to
better.
fix this first.
I'll show you guys how to do this in a second.
5 minutes later.
I'm going to show you how to set up this tangled mess of a strap so that it's a nice and organized strap like this. It's actually a pretty straightforward process. Gonna need a Sharpie, gonna need a strap, both sides of the strap. So first thing that you do is you bring this up through and back all the way through. So it's hanging down like this.
You need a little slack.
A little bit of slack, and then you close the strap up. Then what you want to do is go grab the end, make sure it's flat like this, all the way down, and then bring this up to here, and then you're basically had folded it in half. So then you find the end, and then you want to mark it with a marker. So that way next time you know right where the half mark is. Then basically what you do is start rolling it. Start rolling it up. Nice and tight roll. Then you'll get towards the end here and just roll it right up on top of the strap. Now we're on the strap, just like this. So then we take this end and bring it over and hook it right onto this. Now if you need more, if you need it tighter, what you can do is just kind of ratchet it a little bit onto here. So here I am, just got it held. And now it's nice and tight on here. And you have yourself a strap that's nice and organized. If you want to make sure it's shut to make it compact, you can just kind of lift this up, close it up, and then throw it in the bin. So this way you can just grab them out. You can either hang them up, but they're all together nicely, and you don't have to untangle them when you need to grab them.
So here's the bigger question. How many tie-down straps do we really need?
As many as you can get.
Because?
Every man knows this, because you can never have enough tie-down straps. Because sometimes you have to hook two straps together for a longer strap. So it's a thing, it's a guy thing, I think.
So how many does one need?
I need it!
You can never have enough.
So a couple hundred?
No, like 10, 15-ish.
That's a lot. Okay, so here's the deal. Obviously, Ben and I don't exactly see eye to eye on this, so you have to let us know in the comments. How many tie-down straps are enough? Let us know. One principle, especially with big compartments like this, or really a lot of spaces in an RV, that as we put things back away, we're trying to think about what do we use more often than not. So if it's something that we use like on the daily or on the weekly, we're gonna put that more towards the front of the compartment. And then anything that maybe is something that we use just like every so often, we're gonna put that more towards the back of the compartment. Or like for instance, with these stacked storage bins that we've got over here, things that we're not going to maybe use all the time are gonna go more on the bottom bin. It's a little bit harder to get out even though they are open faced, versus like say the top bin, because that's gonna be a little bit easier access. So something to bear in mind as you go through really any place in your RV, and it really works for home too, but think about priority space is the stuff that you're using all the time, and then that back space is kind of like second priority. I really do like this, honestly.
Yeah, it's nice.
And it almost, look at this, like it just,
like a glove.
Really, almost like a glove. Really, really, really like this rug instead of the other one. So here's the kind of after little tour. So down in this basement compartment, we've got the Acromills bins that we've got stacked. And then again, things that we don't use very often are in a place where it's maybe not as easily accessible. And then things that we use a lot, we want to be able to access very easily. So like our e-trailer rug that we can set out. So this is a ladder. We love this collapsible, like telescoping ladder. That's something that obviously we're not going to use every single day. And so that is underneath because we're not going to need to access it a lot. We've got our propane line coming out here. This is our quick connect propane line for our Blackstone, for the propane fire pit that we've got. And then we've got the drawer in here, collapsible bucket, just some miscellaneous stuff that is up here that we access more often. And then kind of just like our patio. So this is our outdoor living room. We've got chairs, the Kelty couch, the outdoor trash can, the Coleman compact table. Love, love, love those things. So we actually cleared out a lot of bins. So this bin now has our Starlink cable. It was completely empty. It was just kind of clutter over on the other side, which I'll show you in a second. We were able to find a spot for everything. So most everything here too is labeled, or you can see what it is because the bin is clear. So that is super helpful. Cannot stress stacking bins in an RV storage compartment. Absolutely 100% key. These ones were just from Home Depot. So you don't have to go too fancy if you don't want to. The Acro Mills ones again. And then if y'all remember, I'm just really proud of this space. So Blackstone, propane fire pit, Blackstone accessories, fire extinguisher back there. And that is it. Very easy to get in and out now. And then over here, we've just got like all of our stuff. So this is stuff for the Toad. We've got the tie down straps over here. We've got our tire minder, tire inflator in here. One thing that I will say, it's important, make sure, especially if you are in a larger vehicle like a Class A motorhome, you have a tire inflator that will actually handle the pressure that you need to inflate these suckers to like 100+ PSI. All right, let's go to the other side. So we've got our sewer hose and just sewer stuff in this compartment. Very important that you keep your sewer things separate from any other items. So only thing that's in here really, stuff that has anything to do with the sewer. And if you're wondering, because I know one of you guys are just gonna leave a comment, you're gonna be like, what's up with the cord? So we actually have this electrical cord because we have our RV plugged in, well, not plugged in, but we have this going into the home base because when we are not traveling, we put a massive solar system on this and we don't want to waste all of that natural resource. We've got this going into the home base. This is able to keep things charged that we have that are battery powered. So like the leaf blower that we use to clean everything out, the batteries for that, all of those we're able to charge, harnessing the power of the sun inside of the garage of the home base. So that's what that is, because I know one of you guys were gonna ask. So then in this compartment here, we have everything that is more like gray tank related stuff. So it's separate from any black sewer stuff. So over in these compartments here, we've got all of our freshwater stuff. So cannot stress the importance, keeping that separate from anything else that touches anything to do with the sewer. So that's in a completely different compartment over here. And then yes, I know this looks a little bit messy, but this is we don't access it all of the time. We only access it maybe 3 or 4 times a year max. Paddle boards, kids scooters, life jackets, snorkeling stuff. Like we're not doing that every day. I kind of wish we were, but that's just not the season of life that we're in right now. So that's all on this side because we don't need it on the daily.
This is my favorite part.
But words are hard.
What are gray accessories? Give examples.
So when you're boondocking and you want to just let your maybe you should wear a mask.
Yeah.
If you want to see more about how to organize the inside of your RV, I've got a great video that you should check out right up here.